Hey there, Kissable Mysteries, it's B3, back with another fantastic action figure review. Today we're looking at the Mattel Jurassic World Rebirth Strike Attack Tapejara. Yeah, probably one of my favorite pterosaurs. I just love that big ol' foldy flap, and I don't give a crap. But this figure, so far, just looking at it in package, kind of leaves a lot to be desired for me. We're going to see how that holds once it's out of package. But you can see it has an action feature. The strike attacks will have an action feature. And you can scan it in the app, which I don't have. And also you can see the rest of the wave here. Monolophosaurus, Euxiosaurus, and I always have to do this, Inostransevia, the Gorgonopsid. All three of which I have reviewed, I believe. So, yeah, this is the last one in the wave I got to review. It was $6.65 on clearance at Kroger, originally $11.99. So let's see if it's worth the original price. And here it is out of package, Tapejara. Yeah, no, this isn't my favorite. Not really. The head is very ugly. What an ugly reconstruction. And I know that not all animals are pretty, but I feel like they tried to go for this cool factor that just did not work with this guy. I don't know. And I'm a sucker for orange on dinos, too. So for me to say that this head is ugly, that means something. Because normally you slap orange on a dino, and I'm there for it, dude. Really. Really. And then, what's up with the wings here? There's virtually no paint on this guy, just some speckles in the mold. But then there's this big splotch, right? If there were big splotches like this on both wings, I'd be like, oh yeah, that'd probably be enough for me since this is a cheaper kid's toy. But one wing gets splotches? That's odd, right? That's pretty odd. And then you've got your thing to scan in the app and whatnot. Big old chesticles. Wow. Oh. But now we'll move on to articulation. Jaw articulation, very fun, great. And then I actually do kind of like this joint on the neck. A lot of my Mattel Jurassic critters don't really have that kind of movement on the neck, so that's pretty nice. You can move the wings up and down like this. You move one, the other moves because that's the action feature. You press down on the back and the wings flap, which I think is a very fun action figure that kids would enjoy. Might be a little easier for them because my thumb is a little big for the button, but I am a grown adult and that's not who this is for. Yeah. Oh, I think kids could still have some fun with this figure though. The little hind leggies go up and down and also rotate, which is decent. They kind of didn't have to have this articulation here. If these weren't articulated, I probably wouldn't have complained at all, but they are articulated, which is nice. God, what an ugly figure. Anyway, let's move on to size comparison, shall we? First up, here's our Tapejara with the Hammond Collection Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Concavinator. Very fun. Let's move you out of the way, Bay, so that we can show off so many more interesting critters like the Safari Limited Coelophysis. That's pretty fun. That's pretty ace. Got to love it. You also want to check out the Safari Limited Great Dinos Apatosaurus, now discontinued. Really big guy. Wow. This is my favorite Apatosaurus figure. I really love it, actually. Yoink. Now, who else is up? How about a human with the Hammond Collection Alan Grant, or Dr. Alan Grant, I should say, from the Amazon exclusive 2-pack. All right, let's yoink and boink with the Papo Woolly Mammoth. I haven't bought a Papo in quite a while, I feel like, so nice to show off this puppy. And moving you to the side, Clyde, we're going to show the Sega Toys Dinosaur King Tyrannosaurus. Pretty cool Rexy here, digging it. Moving it to the side, we can now show off the Schleich Tawa. I'm sure you've noticed multiple orange dinosaurs. It really is a trend with me. So, Tawa, I hardly know ya. Yoink. And we're going to show off the Definitely Dinosaurs Deinonychus from Play School. Definitely Deinonychus, I like to say. Awesome. And last but not least, how about the Jurassic Park 93 Classic Track and Chase Pack Velociraptor alongside the late, the great Buff Needry, also from Mattel. Yeah, pretty cool. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Mattel Jurassic World Rebirth Strike Attack Tapejara figure? Well, this Pterosaur is not my favorite. It's not my... It's got some cool articulation for what it is. The head is really ugly. I don't feel like it has enough paint to it. It just feels like it could be a little more for me. If this puppy would have been at full price, I would not have bought it. Full stop, wouldn't have been bought. But it's maybe something some kids would find fun. I think some kids would still get some fun out of this toy. I just personally think that it's something that might not be in my collection forever. So that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, check out all the cool links down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.